a complete view of everything that I use for this job. As you can see, I've got the new brake pads, and this may seem silly to some, but the fronts are much larger than the rears. I had a C-clamp, a block of wood, 1/2-inch open or box end wrench. I had a large flathead screwdriver, hammer, optional. I had a an impact with I think a 13/16 standard lug nut wrench, a bucket to place their caliper on, and then I used my 3-ton floor jack and my seat, and obviously there's safety apparatus that you don't see here. I used blocking and everything to make sure that the truck didn't fall on me when I was doing the job. Now that you have your tire off, we want to go ahead and use a 1/2-inch for these two bolts, one here and one down here. Now that I've loosened this and that bolt, they can come out. Now that you have those two 1/2-inch bolts out, you want to go ahead and just loosen this up. As you can see, she's going to want to slide off. And now you don't want to just let it hang. You want to set it on something. I've got a short bucket here. I'm going to set mine on. I don't want it to hang on this brake line. Set mine on the bucket so it's supported. And now you can see you have the brake pads exposed. Here's the outer and the inner brake pads. I have ceramic pads on mine. As you can see, the outer pad is in really good shape. The inner pad, not so much. And I'll give you a close-up of that. Here you can see here's the edge right here of the rotor. Here's your remaining brake pad, which this outer pad has quite a bit of pad left. This inner one though is completely gone. So it's really concerning. Gonna have a call with my mechanic when I get back on Monday. It travels on these little slides and these clips right here. So your pad should very easily, like this one, just shimmy right on out there. And there's the pad. You can see this front pad has just a ton remaining. So this inner pad here, I'm gonna slide off, and it's completely worn down and started chewing into the base metal almost. It has. That's absolutely unacceptable. So guys, I have the new pads next to the old ones, and you can see this is the actual wear surface, right? Incredible. I mean, there's at least probably 3/8, if not almost a 1/2 inch. I think it's a 1/2 inch. And then here you have about 3/8 on the right pad. The left, the inner pad, is gone. So it's concerning, but that's what new pads versus old pads looks like. There's a brand new set, and here's what your used set looks like. Now, part of your new pads, you will get these replacement clips. You can see I got replacement clips in the bag. They came with the pads. I would recommend just replacing them, honestly. Actually, it's better just put new in. Hey guys, just wanted to show you the removal of the old clip. This is very simple. Pull straight up. And what I did is I already you just clean this up a little bit, right? And you take your new clip. Here's a brand new one, right? You set it on there. Push your rotor caliper back a little bit. And she slides right into place. You gotta press it down in, but that's it. Here guys, we have the actual caliper, and you'll see the two pistons, 1 and 2. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take I have like an 8-inch C-clamp and a piece of wood. Your piece of wood will span these two calipers, and your C-clamp will be on the back, and you will actually compress these, and that way you can fit your caliper over your rotor, so over your new pads. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to compress the calipers. So you want to get your C-clamp and your piece of wood, and you're going to go ahead and just tighten it up. Okay, as you can see, I've replaced the lower and upper clip, and I'm going to go ahead and install the new brake pad. Obviously I've put the inner one in. It's the same exact procedure as the outer one. The outer one's just a little easier to show you. So you're going to go ahead and line your tabs up, top and bottom. Right, very simple. And they go in, and the pad slides into place. You can see both pads fit nice and tight. Everything looks good. The two half-inch bolts we took out earlier. These, this is the caliper. This is where the half-inch bolt actually bolted into. Well, this plunger, we want to make sure that it moves nice and freely, as well as the one down at the very bottom. You can see that they move in and out nice and freely. So I don't think there's any need to lubricate those. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and take our compressed caliper, slide it over the pads. So hopefully it slides right over the pads. That's the goal. You want to make sure these half-inch little plungers are pushed in, or else it won't let you go. Now we're going to go ahead, after we've got our caliper back on, we're going to go ahead and replace these half-inch bolts. Half-inch, I keep saying half-inch bolt, but it's a smaller bolt than that. It's probably 5/16, but it is a half-inch nut head on it. Takes a half-inch wrench. So you replace those two, and then you'll just snug them up. You don't want to kill them, but you just want to tighten them up to the level that you found them at. So, okay, now we've replaced the two half-inch bolts, and the caliper is back on with the new pads installed. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. This is for a Ford F150 2013, but I believe it applies to quite a few different model types. But a pretty easy job, really. The fronts are a little bit more difficult than the rears. The rears are very easy. The hardest part is taking the tire off. Other than that, it's probably 15 minutes per wheel kind of job. So you're looking at an hour, maybe hour and a half, 2 hours for somebody that really is timid doing this kind of work. But very simple job. I think that anybody out there that watches this can tackle.